Hey everybody, what's going on in your neck of the woods today? I just saw they unearthed a mastodon in the Midwest. That's pretty cool. 13,000 years old, just throwing that out there. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about John Jones versus Stipe, Miocic versus Tom Aspinall. A lot of people are saying that they should just jump over Stipe and give this fight to Tom Aspinall. Now, the thing to remember is if John Jones actually wanted to fight Tom Aspinall, I do believe that he would get that fight and they would make that fight. It's a big, big money fight. There's no more popular fighter probably right now besides Alex Pereira, maybe on the planet in terms of MMA, than Tom Aspinall. This guy's a freak. I think he's like 6'5", 250, whatever it is. Freak athlete. But we're talking about John Jones here. John Jones is, in my opinion, the greatest MMA fighter of all time. You can throw in a couple names in there as well. Those guys, though, have all, aside from Habib, suffered losses. I think the great thing about Habib, I think he's only lost like one round to Conor McGregor. So, anywho, I do think John Jones is the best ever. His body count, the people he's just blown through. He's had some close fights, obviously, that a lot of people say maybe could have went the other way. But the point is, he did win those fights. And to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ, and sometimes you have to do it convincingly. But so Stipe, I mean, we all know Stipe's resume. He hasn't fought for a while. Obviously, he's in his 40s now. But Tom Aspinall had some things to say about this. He came out recently, and you can't blame the guy. He's trying to get that payday. Win the title, man. I truly believes he truly think he believes he can beat John Jones, and I don't see why he couldn't beat John Jones. We've only seen Jones one time at heavyweight, and he dominated that fight, of course, but it was against somebody who certainly didn't have much of a takedown defense or a ground game for that matter. Cyril Gane was a great fighter, no doubt about it, and Jones blew through him though. So the interim champ, talking about Aspinall, get Stipe out of there, Aspinall began telling TNT. The guy is 41. He's had a 4-year layoff, and his last fight was a knockout loss to Ngannou. That KO loss Aspinall is referring to was in 2021. Wow, that's been 3 years already. Wow. It's not that Aspinall doesn't respect Miocic. I'm sure he does. It feels like he just thinks he's more deserving of a shot at Jones. Granted, he goes on to say Miocic is an absolute legend in the sport of MMA. He's the best heavyweight ever. I would agree with that statistically, but the guy needs to be pulled out of the race. The guy needs to beat Joe Biden. He's too old. No one is that interested anymore. I wouldn't put Stipe up there with Joe Biden in terms of. I think Stipe can probably still fight. Who's bothered about Jones versus Miocic anymore? Well, I mean, it's Jones has said on a record that he wants to add Stipe to his resume, which I think is a bit of a mistake. I mean, we'll definitely bet on John Jones to win that fight, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on Stipe. We'll see, but again, he is older. Thing to remember is John Jones. If John Jones wanted to fight Tom Aspinall, the UFC would make that happen. I truly believe that anyway. Now, that being said, I can understand maybe Jones is playing a little bit of, he's trying to get under Aspinall's skin a little bit, maybe, like these guys do. It's a mind game at that level. I mean, these guys are also physically gifted. Any and all advantages they can get, they try to use. There's Aspinall. I think the John Jones Tom Aspinall fight will probably happen. It's up to Jones, though. I mean, let's be honest with that. And I do think Aspinall has a great chance to beat him. But we're talking about John Jones here, so technically never really lost a fight. The Matt Hamill fiasco, man, how long? That's been a long time ago. With the elbow stuff. I mean, he was dominating that fight, obviously. So let's wait and see what happens. I'd love to see Aspinall take on John Jones, but don't sleep on Stipe. I would give Stipe about a 30% chance of winning that fight, which is pretty decent. And I like Stipe. I do. I think he's a respectful dude. He's just all business, leads a good life, etc. So there we have it. Let's wait and see what happens.